Yes. So in the previous class, we have seen some summary. We have seen what are the main points we have seen. We'll see. First one here, like we have discussed, SQL Server is an RDBMS product developed by Microsoft. What we can do with SQL Server, we can create and manage databases here. Okay, we can create and manage databases with SQL Server. Databases, as well as SQL Server supports here powerful BI features. Also, we have seen business intelligence features with SSIS, SSRS, SSAS. Right? SQL Server integration services, reporting services, analysis services. After that, we have seen every RDBMS, not only SQL Server, every RDBMS supports non-procedural language, right? Which is nothing but what? SQL or SQL commands are there. Second one is that procedural language is there. Programming language is there here, which is nothing but T-SQL here. Transact structured query language, T-SQL. Okay. So that's why here, like in Oracle, we have, maybe you are familiar with PLSQL is there. Here we have TSQL is there. It's a transact structured query language, TSQL. Yeah, right, right. Then here see, like in case of the same way, in SQL Server we have seen two types of working environments are there in SQL Server. One is what? Standalone environment is it. Second one is a cluster environment is it, right? Yes. If any simple questions are there, feel free to type in the chat panel. Okay. Or I think yes, you can unmute yourself also. You can ask the questions if any questions are there. Okay. Right. So check here, like next point we have seen SQL Server supports two types of working environments here. One is what? Standalone environment is it. Second one is cluster environment is it. We have seen already for small scale applications, we can go with what? Standalone environments here. Small scale applications where we have single production server. Okay. Whereas cluster means, remember, for medium and large scale applications here. Okay, so we have to go with cluster. Generally, remember, cluster is nothing but what? A group of servers here. Group of servers here which are connected to each other, which are working as a single server in the network. Means to the applications or end users, it is what? Single server. But as a DBA, we know that in the background we have group of servers. Okay, generally, like for online applications, 24/7 applications, remember, compulsory we need what? Cluster environment is required. Okay, so basic understanding, remember, like cluster is like our customer care department, right? Suppose idea customer care department is there, 10 people are sitting, 20 people are sitting, right? Whenever someone is calling, anyone will pick the call, right? No need to wait. What? Lengthy waiting is not there, right? So that's why that is like just for basic understanding we can understand. So cluster is nothing but what? It is a group of servers. Group of servers. Okay, right, right. Next point we have seen SQL Server supports some high availability features here. Basic purpose of high availability features we have seen to maintain standby servers. To maintain what? Standby servers, we are using these high availability features. And once again, why we have to maintain standby servers? Why? Because to minimize downtime or to avoid downtime. Why? Because tomorrow if production server is down unexpectedly due to any reason, right? Production database is down unexpectedly due to any reason. For example, say this is my production server, live server. We are maintaining here one or more standby servers. We are maintaining one or more standby servers. Means what? Whatever the database copy is there here. Yeah, whatever the database copy, actually database icon is not there, exact icon. Okay, so database copy is there. Same database copy we are maintaining in what other servers also here. Same copy. Okay, same copy we are maintaining in what other servers also. Database to database copy we are maintaining here. Understood, right? So why? Because tomorrow, yeah, same copy we can maintain single copy extra or standby or multiple standbys also we can maintain in general. So why? Because here tomorrow if this production server is down unexpectedly, okay, no problem. We can make the applications. This is here. This is our application server to which users are connected. So now remember this application server, what it can do. Now our SQL production server is down. That's what this application server can do. It can connect to the standby servers here. Previously it was working with what? This production server, okay, server 1. Now remember server 1 is down due to any reason. So immediately applications can continue their work with what? Standby server, so that users can continue their work. Okay, transactions will continue. Means what? We can avoid here business loss scenarios. We can avoid. Understood, right? Why we need standby servers, right? Why? Because we don't know anytime something may happen, right? So any disk some hardware related issues may be there, OS related issues may be there, right? At any time. That's why in that case, remember, compulsory we have to go with what? High availability features. We have to maintain what? Standby servers. So why? Because like server is down for 1 hour. Like Amazon.in is there. If the server is down for 1 hour, how much business loss is there, right? Yes, that's why remember, even like for other applications also, remember, client will never accept downtime. That is the reason here compulsory we have to maintain what? Standby servers we have to maintain. Okay, right. So, and we have seen that to maintain these standby servers, remember, we are using some high availability features like log shipping, okay, DB mirroring. It was introduced in 2005 version, always on, same 12 version, always on. Check it, these are the high availability features are there in SQL Server. Database to database copy. Here, same copy of database we are maintaining in what? Standby servers. Means once we set up these features, remember, automatically changes are updated to standby automatically. Just we have to monitor if any problems are there, we have to troubleshoot. Okay, right, right. So, sorry, replication. Somebody says.
Yeah, is
Yeah,
there?
yeah, correct. Yeah, replication is there actually to maintain only some part of the database. These three features are there to maintain as it is copy, database to database copy, complete copy. So we have replication is there one more feature which allows to maintain only some part of the database. Means here main server is there here with yeah, 1,000 tables. In the main database we have 1,000 tables are there. As it is copy we are maintaining here in the standby servers also with the help of these features. Whereas we have one more concept is the replication. So replication, we are calling it as object level high availability feature, object level. For example, here see like in Amirpet branch, SBI Bank, one server is there. Yeah, this in this server also here we can maintain some part of the database. See here, 1,000 tables are there. Here we'll maintain some part of the database with replications here with 100 tables, 150 tables. Okay, not as it is copy. Generally, to maintain some part of the database, we are using replication. Okay, so that's why here like log shipping mirroring always on job is what to maintain as it is copy, same copy of database, database to database copy. Some part of the database we can maintain in user at user's location with replication. Suppose here this log shipping mirroring always on setup is there in Chennai in our centralized branch. Chennai to branches is a replication. Means what? Remember, on same copy of database, remember we can configure both log shipping plus replication or mirroring plus replication, always on plus replications here. Okay, right. Understood, right? Other people, please type in the chat panel if any simple queries are there, simple doubts are there. Any simple confusion is there, please type in the chat panel. So I can repeat yeah, 10 times also, no need to worry. Okay, so yes, if any simple doubts are there, please ping in the chat or you can unmute also. Okay, right. So basic understanding, actually we have three levels of high availability features in SQL Server. Server level high availability features are there, which is clustering. DB level high availability features are there. These are the three DB level high availability features. Object level high availability feature is the replication. Okay, some part of the database or few objects we can maintain. Yeah, replication, Harsha is asking. Basically, remember like replication purpose is what? To maintain some part of the database. For example, here we'll see again previously in 2012 or 14. Check here, this is our main server is there in Mumbai. We have seen in national highways, toll plazas are there, for example, toll plazas, right? So in Mumbai, we have main server with 1,000 tables. So suppose in each toll plaza also, actually beside one building is there in each toll plaza also. In that toll plaza also, we are maintaining one local servers actually here in each toll plaza. Means what? Whatever the changes are made in that local server, those changes are made. Means the toll plaza, like billing people are there, operators are there. Whenever they are making some changes, it is updated to the local servers here, which in the toll plaza itself. Later, remember these changes are synchronized to main server. Okay, to synchronize the changes between the databases, remember required changes only. We are going with the replications here. Replication. Okay, replication, just one point we have to understand. Whenever the business is there with branches, okay, so and some second point, to maintain only some part of the database only at user's location, we have replication. Generally, we have seen if I go to SBI Bank, we have server room. In that server, remember, total India-wise data is not there, right? Only that branch related data is there. But whatever the changes are made by the employees who are sitting in the branch, those changes are applied to local server, branch server. Later, those changes are synchronized to main server. Okay, just understood what is replication, Harsha. We'll see later in detail practically. Okay. Just we have to understand, to implement a decentralized environment, we have replication is there. Means in the same way, whenever we are transferring money from SBI to HDFC, right? Those changes should be synchronized between the two servers. Okay. For that purpose here, we are using replication to synchronize the changes between the servers. Right. That's why these are called here database level hierarchy features. DB to DB, complete database copy we can maintain here. Database level IoT features. Okay, but what are the major differences are there between these features? Very briefly we'll see now. Later we'll see, I will show you practically all these features. Okay, so major differences we'll see briefly. Check here what are the major differences are there. One is first one's here, log shipping is here one of a very old concept. Log shipping. Logs are nothing but what? Changes. Shipping means what? Transferring. Transferring. Okay. Means what? First time what I will do, this is my production server, right? In that production server, one database is there. So same as it is copy. What I will do, I will create one standby server, okay, or secondary server. As it is copy, first time I will take backup of database. I will restore here. See, as it is copy. For example, first time backup restore will get same copy. Next time onwards, remember whatever the changes are made here, extra whatever the changes are made here, those changes are applied here automatically. Automatically here. Okay, with the help of these DB level heavy features. In case of log shipping, remember same thing. First time we'll take full backup, we'll restore here to initialize the secondary database. Next time onwards here, it is working with the help of log backups. We have different types of backups are there. We'll see. We have log backups are there or transaction log backups are there. We'll discuss. Okay, so here say like periodically for every 15 minutes, what it will do, it will take the changes from primary database and it will apply to secondary database for every 15 minutes. For example, we can change the timings, everything. Means what? If changes are made here at 8 o'clock, morning 8 o'clock, yeah, maximum time to reach changes is 8:30. Okay, we'll see again later practically. Just 2 points we have to understand here. One is log shipping is very old concept. What are the major limitations are there with log shippings here? No immediate sync. Means what? If any changes are made in primary, immediately they are not applied to secondary. Okay, there is no immediate sync. The same way, no automatic failovers here. Automatic failover is not there. Means what? Tomorrow if this primary goes down due to any reason, primary database is crash. Okay, so immediately remember this secondary database will not become primary. Manually as a DBA, manually we have to bring it online, then users can continue their work. Okay, means what? Downtime is there or not here in log shipping? Prasad, any downtime is there here in log shipping, or there is no downtime to the applications? Means suddenly primary goes down, for example, so immediately secondary will become primary. Means what? Immediately users can continue their work with secondary or they have to wait. They have to wait, right? Users has to wait till we make this secondary as primary, till we bring this secondary online. Users has to wait. Okay. So that's remember, that's why what I'm saying, there is no automatic failure. For example, yesterday night 3 o'clock primary is down. Immediately we got the call that application is down. So I have checked that primary database is down. So then manually we have to bring this database online. Maybe it may take 3:45 or 4 o'clock or 4:30. Till that, remember, applications are not working. Right. So after that, once we make it online manually as a DB, then applications can continue their transactions. Okay, right. That's why to avoid this problem, Microsoft has come up with DB mirroring here in 2005 version. Name itself is saying mirror. Mirror means what? Immediate sync is there here. Immediate sync. Changes made here, immediately applied here. Change here, immediately applied. Immediate sync is it, as well as we have automatic failover also. Means what, tomorrow if this principal or primary goes down, immediately the secondary will become primary or principal automatically here. As a DBA, no need to perform. As a DBA, no need to perform actually. Okay, no need to bring the secondary database online. As a DBA, no need to bring the secondary database online. Okay, so that is like we have to understand here. So understood, right? Yeah, automatic failure means what? Okay, so automatic failure means what? So whenever this principal database is crashed, primary database is crashed, remember, immediately the secondary becomes primary. Immediately what? Secondary becomes primary. Okay, so that is like that's why remember. So means generally we are calling it here as principal mirror. If principal is down, automatically mirror becomes principal. That we are calling it as what? The automatic failure. Understood, right? Automatically whenever this fail, it comes online, users can continue their work. Within seconds, remember, it becomes online. Then once again, sir, mirroring is one-to-one feature. Means what? One principal database can have maximum one mirror. Okay, it is not one-to-many feature. It is one-to-one feature. One principal database can have maximum how many mirrors? Only one mirrors here. Okay, right, right. So that is like yeah, that is like means we can understand here what is the major limitations are there again with mirrorings here. Okay, so major limitations of what? Mirroring. Okay, so it is one-to-one feature as well as some other limitations are there. We'll discuss those limitations later. Okay, so this is like yeah, what are the major differences are there? We can understand here in case of what? Log shipping and mirroring. Okay, major differences. Right. So that's why I like to overcome these limitations again. Microsoft has come up with always on here from 2012 onwards. Always on is also, remember, it is mirroring plus extra features here. Internal working, everything is mirroring only with additional features. Basically, it is one to many concept. one-to-many features here. And so many other benefits are there with always on. Today we have more queries, more questions are there on always on. That's why we'll see all these practically. Okay, so step-by-step notes is also there with us. I will share you all these features. We'll see practically. Okay, right. So just see, these are just what we have discussed here. What is log shipping, limitations, mirroring, and always on. Just what is what. Right. Right. So check it like the same way. Now, yeah, these are the concepts we have seen here in the previous class. Just brief introduction we have discussed. If any queries are there, feel free to type in the chat panel. If any simple doubts are there. Okay. Yes. Yes. If any basic simple doubts are there, yeah, always welcome. Always feel free to type. Why? Because better to make what interactive session. Okay. So yeah, at the same time, better to clear the doubts. Then again, they will become huge doubts again. Right. Right. So okay. Okay. Then check here next one. We'll continue from here. We have seen that like to connect and work with SQL Server, which tool is it? SSMS is it? Microsoft SQL Server Management Studio, right? Microsoft SQL Server Management Studio is it? Through that tool, we can connect here. Okay? Through SSMS tool, we can connect here. We can connect to the server. Already we have seen. We can connect to the local server, or we can connect to the remote server also. If you see like green icon here, it is basically local servers here. Right. So one question is there in always on secondary server restoring state or standby. Generally in always on remember we'll see again in secondary replica database is in read only mode like standby read only. Here we can allow reading actually from secondary replica. Okay, so yeah, so that is like we'll see that again practically. I'm not going in detail, but it is there like standby mode. Okay, read only mode in secondary replica, right, Prasad? We'll see that practically in detail. Okay, right. So that is like yes. So now see like yes, check it. Like we have connected right through SSMS, we can connect and work with SQL Server. We have seen it may be local instance or it may be remote instance. Also, one of our production server I have shown you yesterday. So this is a remote instance. Why? Because if you see here, question mark is there. Here icon question mark means it is a remote instance here. Remote instance. Okay, right. So like this, like we can connect to local instance as well as what we can connect to remote instance. And we have seen that graphically we can work with directly if we want to perform something, say right click, okay, or we can use the commands also. If I take a new query, okay, we can use the commands also here. See it by using the command also we can work with. We have seen some simple commands yesterday at the rate version. So it will show us version numbers, version details here, SQL Server 2019. Okay. Basically, remember it is 15.0 means what? 2019 version. The same way, if you want to see the server name, okay, Metro SQL, here itself we can see, right? This is my system name actually. FRR info is my laptop name / this is the server name, instance name. When generally remember while installation, we have to mention this, we have to enter the instance names while installation. After that, we have seen whether it is a standalone environment or cluster environment. We can check very easily here. Select server property is clustered. False it is saying means it is a standalone environment here. False it is saying is clustered. Okay, so that is these are the some basic commands we have seen. Means what graphically we can do the work with graphically, as well as remember we can work with the commands also. We have seen both the options are there with us graphically plus with the help of commands. Okay, right. So then check it like as part of our SQL administrator major activities already we have seen. 1 second. Sorry. Module 1. Right. Uh, Generally, we have seen already here how the transaction flow is happening. Whenever the user makes some transaction, okay, request is submitted to application server or web server, right, where the website is there. From there, request is coming to our SQL machine, which is our production server. This production server works with the data present in the database by using which commands? SQL commands here. Select, update, delete some commands, right? Then it sends the response back to the web server. Web server is responding back to the applications, means users. This is a transaction flow is happening, and we have seen like we can maintain same copy of database here, database to database copy. We can maintain here, see, okay, same copy with either log shipping or mirroring or always on. DB to DB copy we can maintain. Okay, so tomorrow why? Because this production database is crash, production server is crash. Immediately we can make this available to the users here immediately. Okay, so immediately we can make the users available here. Right. So that is we have to understand here. Okay. Yes. Right. So check here. We have seen that that's why standby servers we are maintaining here as it to maintain what as it is copy of database. Okay. As it is copy of database we can maintain. Right. So yeah. After that, say uh, yeah, single production server is it means what in any servers here, production server or standby server in any server something happen, right? So we'll get your email notification. We can configure DB mail or we can use some third-party tools also. If anything happened, remember, so we'll get automatically email notifications. We'll get automatically share email notifications. Okay, so that's what remember yeah, yes. Why? Because total setup is there somewhere in the network, right? Somewhere the setup is there in US or UK or Australia, but we are sitting from here. from Hyderabad office or Chennai office, right? We are supporting the client. That's why we have to understand here, compulsory, we'll get say we'll get some configuration to get what email notifications. Here in SQL Server directly one small feature is the DB mail, database mail. Through this feature we can configure here mail, we can configure the email notifications. Means what, tomorrow backup fail, log shipping fail, mirroring fail, automatically will get email notifications. And once again here, if the team is there, we have a team, DBS team is there, then remember for team coordination purpose, we are using ticketing tools we are using here. For team coordination purpose, we are using what? Ticketing tools. Okay, for team coordination purpose here. Right. So this was a if single DB is there, remember directly we'll get the email notifications to our email ID. So if multiple DBAs are there, let's 10 members team is there, for example, 10 members team is there. Okay, so in that case, remember if multiple DBAs are there, then remember so we can't we won't get still uh, uh, we can't work directly. We need some ticketing tools. Tools are what? uh, yeah Ticketing tools are there uh, uh, for team coordination purpose here. Okay, team coordination purpose. Ticketing tools job is what? For team coordination purpose here. Okay, right. So here see in general, remember here various ticketing tools are there BMC Remedy, HP Service Desk Tool, CA Unit Center, as well as we have we have one we have today's here Service Now. Most of the clients are preferring what? Service Now today. One of a ticketing tool, Service Now they are preferring here most of the clients. Okay, Service Now. Okay, so Service Now is there here one of a regularly used ticketing tool today. Right. So just remember ticketing tools job is what? For team coordination purpose. Team coordination purpose actually. Right. So so now say why? Because anything happen in the setup will get automatically email notifications. Okay, generally we'll get the tickets here from our setup. In the same way we'll get the tickets from application team. Why? Because if the application performance is low, we'll get the tickets here from application team, front end part team, right? The application performance is low, or if any connectivity issues are there or any downtime issues are there, we'll get from the application teams here. Okay, right, right. So uh, whereas uh, the same client also will raise the ticket, but not to our yeah client will raise the ticket directly to our friend desk team. So that friend desk team will escalate the tickets to our team. Friend desk team will prepare actually. So then they will escalate to our team. Okay, right. So like in case of standalone environment, single production server is there. we have one or more standby servers. Okay, how the transaction flow is happening. Right, right. So just remember, as part of DBA major responsibilities are there should be no downtime. Always database should be available to the users or applications. So to avoid downtime, what are the options are there here in SQL Server? Just now we have seen we can use high availability features we can use, right? High availability features we can use here to avoid what? Downtime, like log shipping, mirroring, always on. Okay, yes. Then here there should be no security related issues, no data loss. To avoid data loss, remember we are using backups concept. We are using backups we can use, as well as RAID levels are there. RAID levels also we can use here to avoid the data loss scenarios. In the same way, there should be no performance issues. There should be no connectivity issues. Okay, installing and configuring SQL Server. See here, this installing and configuring SQL Server is regular job or not regular job? Narendra, installing and configuring SQL Server is our regular job or not regular job in production environment? Not regular job, right? Yes. Why? Because tomorrow, once we enter in the organization, total setup is there with us, right? Total setup is there with us. That's why remember it is not our regular job, right? So that's why remember we are not going to install SQL Server daily. So once we enter in the organization, already setup is there. Immediately we have to start working. Then say patching SQL Server. Patching SQL Server is nothing but what? Updating SQL Server. Updating SQL servers here. Patching is nothing but what? Updating SQL Server. Okay, right, right. So that is like, yeah, but patching is somewhat regular jobs here. Okay, patching is somewhat regular job, right? Then next is like monitoring error logs. Anything happen, remember, in SQL Server. Let's say tomorrow backup fail, log shipping fail, mirroring fail, anything happen. SQL Server will write complete information into error logs here. One second. Yes. Check here like, yeah, monitoring error logs, understood, right? So why? Because our regular job is here troubleshooting. That's why regularly we have to check the error logs. Okay. See here in SSMS, if I check here, if I go to SSMS here, see Under management, we have SQL Server Logs are there. These SQL Server Logs we have to monitor regularly here under management. Okay, so double click on this. This current log we have to see always, right? See here some log shipping error is there, it is showing, for example. Okay, so error number is there as well as error message is there. Depends on that we can appreciate. Okay, this is here like always we have to check the error log. Means what, anything happen like tomorrow backup fail, log shipping fail, mirroring fail, anything happen, first step is what, checking the error logs. First step is what, checking the error log. Depends on the error message, we can plan for troubleshooting, right? Yes, so our job is troubleshooting. That's why first step we have to check the error logs here, then we can plan for troubleshooting, right? The same way, like yeah, monitoring all the scheduled activities are running or not, working or not. Generally, we'll schedule the activities here with the help of jobs, maintenance plan, something we'll see again. So we have to verify whether all these are working fine or not. Jobs we have, maintenance plans are there. Generally, remember like in the organization we have different levels are there, like L1, L2, L3, like this here, for example. So this monitoring is done by our L1 team actually, L1 members. Okay, monitoring. Yes. So yeah, but if you are a single DBA handling the complete client, we have to do everything here. We have to perform all the activities. Right. These are like major responsibilities are this here as a database administrator. Okay. Right. Right. Next, like SQL Server has different versions are there here as part of SQL Server. First time it was introduced here in 1989. After that, so many versions are there: 8.0, 9.0, 10 point something here. Different versions are there. Various versions are there. Okay, so but currently we have seen current version is there 15.0 version, right? 2019 versions here, SQL Server 2019 version or latest version. Okay, so we have seen already in my laptop, I have installed here 2019 version, right? 15, if you see 15.0, or we can check by using this simple command also here, select Microsoft SQL Server 2019, right? Yes, yes. Like this, like we can verify, say, like we are working with which version, right? So after that, say like SQL Server components. Yeah, first what I will do, I will show you the installation. Then we'll see the next topic, SQL Server components. Basically, remember, like, yeah, it may be any RDBMS. Remember, it may be SQL Server, Oracle, Sybase, DB2, any RDBMS. Every RDBMS supports here two types of components. One is here like workstation components are there or tools are there. Second one is what, server components. See, this SSMS is what, one of a workstation component, right? Through which we are connecting and working with the SQL Server. Whereas server components are basically, remember, it collection of services. Services, right? Just remember, server is running or not. Server is running or not. We can check here whether service is running or not. Okay? Server is running or not, how we can check? we have to check whether service is running or not. Very, very important point. Just understand here. If any simple doubt is there, you ask me. Whenever we type this command, once I click on the execute button, okay, immediately remember this SSMS what it will do. It will submit this command immediately in the background to one service called SQL Server Service. Main service is that SQL Server Service. In bracket, we have server name. Here, see what is the server name? Metro SQL, right? Check here. See, this is our main service here. Means what? Once you type the command, once you click on the execute button, immediately this command is submitted to this service. This service will process the command and we are getting the result back. Understood, right? Yes. Just remember, SSMS is what? Just it is a tool, right? Through which we are connecting and working with SQL Server. Just it is a tool through which we are connecting and working with SQL Server. But server means, remember, it is a collection of services. Main service is there here. SQL Server is our main service which process the user queries. Understood, right? Yes. SQL Server is our main service which process the user queries. Okay, right. Understood this point or confusion is there? Yes, SMS is what? Just a tool like our browser is there, right? Any Chrome browser or any browser. See, once you log in to, see, by using browser, we are connecting to Gmail or Hotmail or something, right? So once you open the browser, once you submit, once you click on some button, immediately browser is submitting the request to Gmail server, right? Same thing, remember, whenever we type the command here in SQL Server Management Studio, just it will submit this command to which service? SQL Server Service. This SQL Server Service will process the command. We are getting the result back. Understood, right? Okay. Now we can see here, see, if I go to services.msc here, services.msc, we can see this instance service here, see, SQL Server in brackets here, Metro SQL. See here, understood, right? This is our server name, Metro SQL. See here, right? So SQL Server in bracket Metro SQL server is running here. Service is running. That's why we are able to work with the commands. Suppose here, if I stop this service, okay, check here very clearly, don't confuse anything. SQL Server in bracket Metro SQL. Here also we can see Metro SQL. This is the service here. This is the service of this instance. Right click stop. Yes. Okay. Check here. Yeah, first it has stopped the agent. Now service is not running, right? Now after some, it is showing question mark. After some time we'll get red icon. Means server is down. See the background whenever we are stopping the service, automatically it is reflecting here. Now if I run this command, executed successfully or not executed. Yeah, Lakshmipati. Executed, no, or not executed if I run this command. Anyone.
It is executed but showing an error.
Yeah, means once we submit this command, once I click on the execute button, it throws
It's showing
error.
on error, some
Yeah,
error.
it throws error. Say the executing query it is saying means actually remember it is not executing, it is submitting. It is trying to submit the command to which service? SQL Server service in the background, but SQL Server service is not
How do
running.
we stop it?
Yeah, that's why it is retrying. After 20 seconds here, it throws error.
Okay.
Yeah, server is, yes, here it is throwing the error. Means immediately we have to understand that maybe server is down. Go to services.msc, SQL Server, check the server name, Metro SQL. In bracket, we have server name, start the server. Yeah, started successfully. Now users can continue their work or we can start working. See, right. So that's remember like SSMS is what just a tool through which we are connecting and working with SQL Server. SQL Server is nothing but what? A collection of services. Actually, server is nothing but what? Collection of services. Main service is there SQL Server service. This is agent is there here one more service SQL Server agent. Agent is basically for automation purpose. Means what? To schedule the jobs, alerts. Okay, we have here agent service for automation purpose. Two services here. Main services SQL Server is our engine which which process the queries. Agent is for automation purpose. Means all the scheduled activities are done by agent service. Right. That's remember like yeah, two types of components we have seen. Workstation, even remember from command prompt also we can connect actually. SSMS is not compulsory. But from command prompt, it is difficult to work with. That's why we can use this SSMS actually, SQL Server Management Studio, through which we can work easily. SSMS is a tool which is provided freely by Microsoft. That's why working becomes easy for us. Okay, but see if we want to work from the command prompt, we can work also here CMD. Okay, okay, check here. SQL CMD. What is the server name? Metro SQL. I want to connect to this server. C hyphen S capital S server name dot slash Metro SQL. Actually, we can write complete name. Dot means it is a system name. If it is the local server, we can use dot actually, or total also we can write. FRR info slash. Okay. Hyphen T means trusted connection, means Windows authentication. Press enter. Sorry. No need. Directly say like connected success. Means if you are getting one means what? Connected successfully. Here also we can write the commands here. Go. Check here to after typing this command, the next line we have to type go. Here the execute button is there, right? But here see go, press enter. Here we are getting the output. Okay, like this here, like we can work with the commands here from command prompt also. See version go. So it is showing 2019 version. Understood, right? Yes. That's remember like we can connect from the command prompt also temporarily we can work with. But SSMS is a free tool. That's why we can work from here very easily. Okay, graphically as well as what? With commands. Okay, right. So what I will do, maybe installation may take some time. So we'll discuss that installation. Actually say like up to SQL Server 2014, both here SSMS and services, or we can say SQL engine, for example, here are installed at a time. At a time, we can install here both in what 2014 version. But remember, from 2016 onwards, now remember it is a two-step process now. First step here, we have to install SQL engine, we have to install nothing but services, we have to install. Step 2 is what? We have to install the step 2, we have to install what? SSMS here. Two-step process now. First I am installing engine, then I am installing SSMS separately. Two-step process now. Why? Because Microsoft is updating this SSMS very frequently. Okay. With like our cloud features, Azure features. That's why we have to install separately. We have to install here SSMS. Okay, right. So I think it is clear, right? Already have written some FAQs. I will share you soft copy material, or our team will share you once the registrations are done. Okay, like we can see here, I have written some FAQs in FAQs page. Yeah, installation differences between 14 and 16. Means what? Why? Because 16 onwards it is same. Azure-SQL.blogspot.com. Okay. Yeah, already have written here. So both database engine and SSMS we can install at a time in case of what? Till 2014. But from 2016 onwards, first we have to install engine, then we have to install SSMS. This is what two-step process here from 16 onwards. Okay, right. So we can download here SQL Server from Microsoft website. We can install very easily. Okay, right. So what I will do, like we'll conclude the session here. We'll continue again tomorrow. Tomorrow I will show you installation part first. After that, we'll go with some theory points. First, I will show you basic installation. I will show you so that you can start practicing. After that, I will show you custom installation. Okay, first we'll see basic installation, then we'll see custom installation. Okay, right.